Welcome to Pop-Up Camper Pro. I'm your host Derek Smith, and today I'd like to show you how the ratchet pawl systems work in Coleman and Fleetwood crank assemblies. We're going to be covering a few systems that use the ratchet pawl system. Upper crank assemblies, direct drive assemblies, and I'll also show you how to replace one that's already installed in the mounting plate. What it does is this little pawl, when set in the right position, keeps resistance on the ratchet gear and stops the roof from coming back down when you stop cranking. So with this weld-on kit replacement, when purchased from ColemanPopUpParts.com, you'll receive these components, and before you install it, I'll show you how to set this pawl correctly. You want to reach in and wind it back so there's resistance. Insert the tube and release the gear. Now we can see that the cam is engaged on the ratchet wheel. Here's a 6311 direct drive system, and we can see that the ratchet pawl gear is installed on this wheel as well. This is the same orientation for the 6311 systems and the 3000 systems. So let's talk about replacing the ratchet pawl kit and when to and when not to. A common question I've experienced is customers stating that their pop-up isn't clicking anymore and they suspect that the ratchet pawl gear is the problem. In many issues, it's not the case. You can find our video how drive hub extension tubes work. They go in more depth of what is more likely the problem is a compression isn't set or a slipping drive hub extension tube. If you find a broken spring or a broken component that we go over, it's time to replace this kit. Let's take a closer look at the parts that are included in the kit. The bolt, flat washer, the pawl, spacer busher, the spring, and the nut. Let's cover replacing one of these kits. Here I have an upper crank assembly with the 6601 weld-on crank system that I've removed from a pop-up. You can service this kit while this is all still installed in the pop-up. For demonstration purposes, we've removed it. First, we want to take this apart. Pushing a little spring through the hole. And there it is. Okay, let's install our new ratchet pawl kit. Now the easiest way to do this is to install the spring and the cam and the spacer first. So I've taken the bolt, the flat washer, and the nut out, and I've just left the spring, cam, and the spacer bushing. First I'm going to install the top of the spring into the spring hole. And I'm going to need to wind resistance back on the spring, so I'm going to install in this direction. Now, pulling forward and pulling the cam around, I'm going to get it into position to where I see the hole line up. I'm going to take my bolt with my flat washer and feed it in through the bottom. And I also recommend using a little bit of medium strength blue thread locking agents. For this demonstration, we're not going to do that. Reinstall your nut and tighten her back up. Next, we're going to install the kit on a direct drive system. These instructions work for both the 6311 shown here and the 3000 versions. The procedures are similar to the upper crank assembly, where I have my ratchet pawl, my spacer bushing, and the spring ready. It's important also that the spring stays inside this area of the spacer bushing. So I'm going to install the spring through the spring mounting hole, and here I'm going to push it down into position. Looking for the holes to line up. I have my bolt and my flat washer, comes in through the back. And nut on the front. Again, I recommend a medium thread locking agent. Pulling it together, we're going to bolt it tightly together. Okay, let's see if it works. And success. You can find the Ratchet Pawl kit and a lot of other great products at ColemanPopUpParts.com. You can also find more instructional videos on the lift system, their repair, their maintenance, their upkeep on this channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.